Be ye separate. This is a principle that is consistent throughout the entire Bible, Old Testament and New Testament. In the Old Testament, God required holiness at such a level that when he told the people to be separate and they went to intermingle with other tribes and clans with foreign gods, many of those people were killed. It wasn't that God was telling them to not mix amongst other races. It was that he required them to be a holy nation. That requirement has not changed. He's still looking for a holy nation. Why? So that he can express himself through them. He always has wanted a peculiar people that will be different from the rest of the world. It's the reason why in the New Testament we hear him say, be not conformed to this world. He wants to make us different. The reason be ye separate is such a term because he does not want us to commit spiritual adultery. Spiritual adultery is when we turn away from our first love. It's when we are allowing idolatry to take place in our lives. 1 Corinthians 10 and 14 lets us know that anything that we put above God is idolatry. Oftentimes we have condensed that word to literally bowing before something else that is known as a God. But whatever you devote your time to outside of God opens the door to spiritual adultery. When you open the door to spiritual adultery, you are also opening the door to demonic spirits, demonic activity in your life. Again, it's the reason why his precedent was so high. Do not mix among them. Solomon, in all his wisdom, he opened the door. The minute that he began to entertain women, wives in his life that were worshiping foreign gods, he opened a door. Whatever you allow, you tolerate, you accept in your life, then it becomes attached to you. When it becomes attached to you, you open the door. So then we must realize that when God is telling us to be ye separate, this is saying live a consecrated lifestyle where you are continually a light. Never compromise your light. Never do things for the sake of it's what the majority do it. Live by my standards so that at all times I may express myself to you. That's a consecrated life. It does not mean I want you to be on the opposite block of sinners, to never be out amongst them so they don't ever see you. That's not the case. But I am to have no fellowship. I cannot accept or condone or participate in what you participate in. I can love you. I can love you and still not do what you do. I can love you and still not tell you that it's okay. I can love you and tell you that we all were once of the world, but now I wish for God to manifest himself in my life. Be ye separate. That rule has never changed. He was so serious about it. The very first commandment is to have no other God before me. But what we must accept in our now day and time, that the God that we have before him does not mean that we're saying a particular name. It is to deny him for the sake of pleasing ourselves in whatever fashion. To understand this is to say, I now will live my life in such a way that at all times you may live through me.